Hi, I'm Rebecca Matthias, intuitive success coach and creator of the School of Feminine Fortune, where you get to learn how to live a rich life from the inside out. I am super excited to be here with you to talk about the power of perception. And it is truly your number one superpower that you can harness today. And there are two things that I want you to really take in and receive that will lend itself to you accessing this power. Number one is the power of perception. Perception is everything. How we perceive something outside of us, or a person, or an experience, or a circumstance, or our bank balance even, is what will directly influence how we feel on the inside. And when we perceive things through that particular lens and it makes us feel a certain way, whether that's positive or negative, that then becomes your point of attraction, the vibration from which you are attracting like experiences into your life. So begin to take a note and just spend, I'm going to challenge you, and you can literally spend the rest of this day or tomorrow, the next day, jotting down and keeping a tally from an observational point, not from, I'm going to put this down on paper and then judge myself for it. So you really want to stay in a place of self-observation without judgment and having self-compassion. And start looking at and jotting down, what are the things that I'm perceiving in my day, in my daily experience, that I am triggered by, that it is making me feel upset, or it's making me feel anger, or it's making me feel the perception of making me feel. It's not really making you feel, right? At the end of the day, you're the perceiver. And so the external circumstance or the external person or that thing might not bother another person, but for you, it is a trigger. And so you have to begin identifying what are those external triggers to shift your perspective. So that's where the power lies. This is your number one superpower that you can use today. So take that, jot it down, create a log of awareness, and then begin going back through and identifying, how can I see this differently? What is this here to teach me? How is this sculpting my character to make me into a more effective and powerful human being? And then you get to shift and alter how it is that you're feeling on the inside. And when you shift and alter how it is that you're feeling on the inside to a state of appreciation, to a state of gratitude, to a state of feeling great and feeling rich and feeling abundant, then the external circumstances are going to begin to turn around. But don't get impatient either, because if you think about it, it's almost like taking a huge ship that's out in the ocean and beginning to turn it around. It doesn't turn around just like that. It takes time for it to slowly shift and turn to go in the direction in which you want to create from what it is that you desire. So if you've gotten clear on what are your goals or what are your desires, and all of a sudden you start seeing things that are manifesting in the external world, people, circumstances, and opportunities that are less than desirable, it means that your perception of those things is contributing to an emotional state within your body and your physiology and your mind and everything that is then creating more of what you may not want. And this is your opportunity through the power of your own perception to turn it around. The second thing is you find what you focus on. And I'll give you an example of this. The example I use for this all the time is I remember a period in my life when I was not only pregnant, but I also was purchasing a new vehicle. And all of a sudden, there were pregnant people and Ford Explorers everywhere I looked, because I was pregnant and I was looking at purchasing a Ford Explorer at the time. And so when you focus on something, your mind is like a Google search engine, and it will begin identifying those things. So begin to train yourself. What do I want to focus on? What am I looking for? If you want to create more abundance in your life, then start looking for abundance. Start looking for wealthy people who are generous, especially if you might have a false money belief about wealthy people are stingy or wealthy people are snotty or whatever that belief might be. I know for me, I had that one years ago and I had to transform that belief. So the power is in your perception, and you can change what you're focusing on, and you can literally change everything that is occurring in your life. But again, have patience with yourself, because you didn't get here to begin with, and you have the power in this moment to begin turning things around and seeing things differently from where you are. Everything is going to stem from your vibrational attraction, and that is when you will begin to see external circumstances, events, and people shifting for the better. So get ready, stay in an energy and a vibration of excitement. And anytime you get out of that energy and that state of excitement, you use the power of your perception and self-observation and jotting things down to turn it around and see things through that different lens. And that is your biggest power right now.